Hello and welcome to another episode of Mashable Pakistan Lab. Today we have with us Usman Malik. His introduction can be very interesting and very lengthy, but I'm just going to say that he is the author of this very interesting collection of fantasy short stories. That's Midnight Doorways, as everyone can see. There's very interesting artwork, not just on the cover but inside the book as well, and we will be talking about that as well. But first of all, hello and welcome, Usman.
Thank you, Fatma. I highly appreciate you guys doing this.
Okay, so first and foremost, writing is not your main profession. That's not what your degree is in. Professionally, you are a practicing doctor, an MBBS doctor, one of the key professions that's well appreciated around the world, specifically these days. But given कि जब बच्चे पैदा होते हैं तो पाकिस्तान में या वो डॉक्टर उन्हें बनना होता है या इंजीनियर बनना होता है. अगर उन दोनों में से कोई चीज़ ना बन सके, then parents can think कि अच्छा वो कुछ और कर लेते हैं. So just tell me how did somebody who actually ended up becoming a professional doctor uh, was able to keep this interest in arts and in writing, and specifically fantasy writing, which is your genre, एक parallel world में कैसे maintain?
So, Fatma, I think Pakistani society is a very myopic society when they think about doctorate and engineering as the only feasible mechanisms of earning a livelihood. So, I know the maxim, Khali doctor ban jao or engineer ban jao very well, and this is what we were all spoon-fed when we were kids. But if it was such a wonderful piece of advice, then why is our country a living example of a dystopia? So obviously the advice has been quite faulty and lacking and wanting in its scope. So I think as a physician, I'm a practicing rheumatologist. I went to Aga Khan. I did my MBBS from Aga Khan. I went to the US. I was there for 13 years, and I subspecialized in rheumatology. What I do as a doctor, we are a country of 225 million people. There are only about 100 people in this entire country who do what I do. So I'm in a very unique position in terms of my career. But despite that, I will tell you that doctorate is not as important as someone who's a more complete physician, or someone who's a more holistic person. So there is this idea of the complete physician put forth in the 1950s in a paper by a doctor. And what we know, that people or doctors who are able to have some extracurricular interests, they tend to do well overall than people who are only just doing doctorate. I think then they end up losing, they burn out. If they don't burn out professionally, they burn out ethically. So narrative medicine or humanities really can help people. So I mean, I'm giving you sort of a rambling answer, but my suggestion to any aspiring doctor, any aspiring professional in Pakistan would be, just don't worry about being a doctor or engineer. Worry about saving the planet. Worry about climate change. Worry about the bloody pandemic. I mean, we're talking about doctorate and engineering when the entire planet is on fire. So I think climatology, any future fiction, as science fiction is sometimes called, by professionals, and there are science fiction scholars. There is a PhD in science fiction now. So future fiction is probably something I would be more keen to encourage people to think about if they're going to go into literature as a profession.
So just there's a general even everyone who is interested in reading, and people who end up becoming writers either full-time professionally or they do it as something that they do out of hobby. It sort of mostly parallels to what they have been reading or what they are interested in reading, be it fiction or non-fiction में usually यही होता है कि जो writers होते हैं उनके influences जो है sort of उनके, even if they have developed a very unique set of writing style, it sort of has some influence from what they have been reading or what they're interested in reading. So you getting interested in fantasy writing, was it something because this is what you were reading on the side as a hobby or as an interest, or was it something that, how did that specific element come in? Because I do understand we do have writers obviously who have like other professions, but they do write, fiction stories, but they're very, mainstream fiction writing. But how did this idea of, that you thinking कि fantasy को explore करना, how did that come about?
So I'm gonna ask you a counter question. मुझे ये बताइए कि when you were 6 years old, were you
Yeah.
interested in stories about people living in high feudal societies in Pakistan? Oh my God, how
No.
realism stuff. As a
No.
5-year-old, what sort of stories interested you?
Obviously, as I said, I think when we were talking before we started recording, there was a lot of fantasy reading. But again, the reason I asked this question and I specifically mentioned was कि because हमारे जो fantasy reading के जो influences है वो mostly western है, because local हमारा local literature जो है उसमें fantasy का इतना उसमें element नहीं था. So that was what I was sort of touching upon कि when you decided that you want fantasy. So what was how
Of
did
course, you're
that sort of
absolutely right.
yeah.
आप सही कह रहे हैं. मैं आपको सिर्फ ये I was actually trying to just make a point about the idea
Yeah.
that starting with Islam. मुझे बताइए, some of the greatest stories of Islam are fantasy stories, right? I mean, regardless of what we believe in them, the Prophet ﷺ did faster than light travel in his Miraj story, correct?
Yeah.
There are stories about the fact that when he left his house, when he returned after spending time in the heavens, the kundi, the zanjeer, the chain of is still moving. It is such a fascinating story. So for a country and for a people who grew up for 100 centuries on fabulous fiction, fantastic fiction, Dastan Goi, Dastan Amir Hamza, Tilism Hoshraba, Alif Laila wa Laila. Suddenly, in 50 years, we've become a society of realist readers. So I would argue that realism is a very modern and almost I would say it's interestingly and ironically, I would say realism is anachronistic to our literary heritage. So how was it possible for someone like me who grew up immersed in those stories, who started his life as all children do with the sense of wonder? Why would I not gravitate towards fiction that pushed the boundaries of the real and the irreal or the unreal? So I think हम लोग हमारे ना, for whatever reason, I think because of this kind of society we've become, we're such a grim, dark society, we're such a narrow-minded parochial society in certain ways. तो हमने अपने narrow-mindedness में ना अपनी जो rich imaginative दुनिया है उसको बंद कर दी है. So हम बच्चों को वो जब डंडों से भी मारते हैं ना, तो we threaten them with the मौला बख्श and we tell them कि तुम ये नहीं करोगे तो ये हो जाएगा और तुम बच्चों की कहानियां पढ़ना छोड़ दो और तुम, and that has robbed our children of the prowess of imagination. I often give this example. When Neil Gaiman went to China, this is something Neil Gaiman writes in a Guardian article as well. But this is something Neil told me personally. When he went to China में the Chinese government was sponsoring a science fiction convention, and Neil asked a Chinese party official कि भाई आप लोग तो you were suppressing dissident writing and science fiction writing historically, you were suppressing it. What changed? उन्होंने कहा जी the Chinese have been very good at copying, made in China. They were very good at copying, but they were not good at inventing or envisioning. So the Chinese government put a team together. They went to the Silicon Valley and they did a ground survey of all the big tech giants, Apple, Google, Microsoft. And they asked them, when you were growing up, what did you do? What did you read? What was your influence? Unanimously across the board, all of their greatest entrepreneurs and Imagineers had read science fiction when they were children. So that is how powerful the idea of imagination, and this is, we were asking about the Salam Award earlier, and I'm sure we'll get there eventually, but that was part of the argument for the establishment of an award like that.
Yeah, so I totally agree, and you put it, I think, pretty nicely when you said that, the stories that you mentioned, हमारा किस्सा कोई का जो एक section, because I know you, because your book has been published by Kitab, which is Musharraf Ali Faruqi's publishing house, and उनका एक बड़ा वो एक उनसे बातचीत जब होती है तो he has his focuses a lot on these sort of kissa koi, and उनकी जो latest book है, it was basically introducing the kissa koi का concept in English writing. But as you pointed out, कि पिछले 50 years में we have sort of turned into realism in our sort of, हम एकदम से realist बन गए हैं and leaving out all those, because जितने भी पुराने किस्से या हमारे even जो oral story telling का अगर tradition specifically they have a lot of fantasy का element है उसमें, but which is sort of, I think the younger generation is being robbed of that element, and I think where we are lagging is the fact कि हम उसे नए mediums में convert नहीं कर रहे. The mediums that the younger generation is basically consuming, उस medium में हमारी वो stories जो है वो नहीं है. So yeah, one of my biggest fear is that we might end up losing it if we don't sort of conserve it and sort of rebrand them into these mediums. So let's Salama, what we will talk about later, but let's talk about your book, the collection that's finally out here. It's a collection of 7 short stories, and you have written these in various time periods, जो आप book में mention भी करते हो. So just talk about how you decided to turn them into a collection of books, because this is not your first. I was doing some research and I found out that this is not your first publication, if I would say. You have published something before this book, so just talk about that a bit.
So Fatma, I've been publishing professionally since 2013, actually 2012 I would say. So I have published a novella before this, which was about 25,000 words. Ernest Hemingway ki The Old Man and the Sea is about 29,000.
Yeah.
The novella, it's not a novel. And people actually never refer to it as a novella, but it's really a short, very, very short novel. So my story, The Pauper Prince and the Eucalyptus Gin, is about 24,000, 25,000 words. So, I mean, if you wanted to talk about something that was sort of closer to book length, I would say that would be the one. It would be a small chapbook. उसके अलावा मैंने कभी I've published in many anthologies over the last decade. Alhamdulillah, I've been lucky to land spots in several years' best collections. So yeah, उस तरह से I published, but this is my first book, जिसको मैं कहूँगा कि मेरा अपना काम है, मेरे हाथ में है, book stores में available है. And that was really the impetus behind putting it together, because I'd been waiting for a decade to put a book together. I wanted to make sure whatever I ended up putting together was something I would be proud of later, and not rush into publishing something that I would later say, it's not quite up to the mark. Which is why I waited 9 years almost. 9 साल इंतजार किया. So and I hope that it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I have read it from cover to cover, and I would say it sure is. So as you said, you have published in, you have published in different places, and obviously these are not like all of these 7 stories are not fresh stories. You have published them previously in other places. So my first question would regarding your book would be, what were the parameters, or how did you choose these 7 stories to end up in being in a book format?
So one of the good things about writing short fiction and slowly doing it and over time is you end up making friends जो कि इस field में 40 साल से हैं. So I would say the first major editor who acquired my story, her name is Ellen Datlow. Ellen Datlow, अगर आप अमेरिका में किसी बुक स्टोर में जाए ना, तो you'll find 40 or 30 books by her on the science and fiction fantasy shelf. So she is a very, very well respected editor in horror and fantasy and science. She used to edit a magazine called Omni. बहुत मशहूर American magazine, very, very famous. So Ellen, I got lucky enough to connect with Ellen both as a student, because she was the instructor at a workshop in 2013 that I attended. And then later on, she became my first editor. She acquired the novella, The Pauper Prince. And that was the novella that really broke me through. उससे पहले भी I had written a story that had won the Bram Stoker, but it was I don't think that was what really made people sit up and notice my work. Ellen's acquisition did. So I was talking to Ellen about putting together a collection, and she wanted to. Ellen suggested that I pitch to Macmillan Tor in North America, but उस वक्त मैं नहीं तैयार था, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं था. तो मैंने नहीं फिर उनको कहा, मैंने फिर I decided to go with only Pakistan only rights. And Ellen told me, she said, when you're putting a collection together, because she's been doing it as a career for 40 years now, 40 years now, she said you don't want to include every story. You want to pick only the stories that either mean the most to you, or that you think best represent your work. And so I picked up stories that I thought जिनमें मुझे लगता था कि they were probably most representative of my work. And I do a variety of tones. मेरी कोई एक story दूसरे से मिलती जुलती नहीं है. So I try to do very individual, different tones, different voices for different stories. मेरा even writing style भी कभी-कभी बदल जाता है from story to story. So, and that is what I like. I like that varieties. So that is what I had in mind to create a particular balance in the collection, and I hope it shows.
So yeah, coming to the next, and I think the biggest, I would say, the unique feature that is, sort of that shows up in your writing is the fact. But you have already mentioned कि given the influences जो थे हमारे जो local storytelling का जो aspect of fantasy है, it was obviously a huge influence. But in your stories in this collection that I have read, उसमें हर story में you have taken very unique aspects of our local culture, Lahore ka wall city के aspects उसमें mentioned हैं, and then you have entwined, sort of the fantasy elements to it. Then Monjo, there is a story that revolves around. I'm not giving anything away for any potential readers. कि एक मोंजोदाड़ो में story based है, and उसके और मोंजोदाड़ो का जो पूरा landscape है उसके अपने इतने उसकी अपनी इतनी फोकलोर और इतनी फैंटेसीज है कि यू माइट जस्ट, अगर आप वहीं के लोकल से पॉइंटर्स आप कलेक्ट कर लें तो आई थिंक दे कैन बिकम अ स्टोरी इन इटसेल्फ. So using those elements, so yeah, that you have covered very well, and it's a refreshing thing to see that somebody has used the local context and local factors, and वो कोई सिर्फ वो Star Wars और वो इस तरह की जो है ना वो उसमें aspects नहीं है. But the other thing that you have done, and you have done it pretty well, is the fact that you have sort of sprinkled social issues in these stories. And it doesn't mean that this is there is a fantasy story where you have taken a social issue, अब जिसके पीछे हम जो है वो पड़ गए हैं और हम उसके हर एस्पेक्ट को जो है वो डायसेक्ट कर रहे हैं और फिर हम सोच रहे हैं कि नहीं, इसका सोल्यूशन स्टोरी के एंड पे हमें जो है हमने अपने माइंड में जो है वो जो सोशल इशू है वो हमने सॉल्व कर दिया. This is nothing like वो sort of lecturing sort of social issues पे नहीं है, but there is a mention of it, and which sort of आपके as a reader it sort of stems in the back of your mind. You're reading, you're enjoying the story, but you're saying, yeah, this happens in the real world. We see it every day. These are everyday issues. So how did that aspect of was it a very intentional thing कि when you were deciding to write you said कि नहीं ये करना है, yeah, it was something put sort of something that came while you were developing stories? Because the reason I asked this is that there is a story that's dedicated to the APS victims, and it has sort of those aspects of it. So because वो उस moment में I know as a nation we were rocked, and we were हर किसी के anybody writing or anybody doing anything creative में influence आया ही होगा. It was that sort of an incident. But what about the other stories as well?
So when I was starting off writing these stories, the one struggle that I initially had was in teaching editors how to read my stories. Sometimes the onus is not on the writer. Sometimes the onus is on the editor to understand what the story is trying to do. और जब आप शुरू करते हो as an aspiring writer, you're trying to find that balance where the story is authentic to your voice. Note करें, मैं authenticity ये नहीं कह रहा authentic to your culture, because I don't think a story should bear the burden of being authentic to any culture, because no story can ever be authentic to a culture truly. It can only be authentic to the writer's experience, अपनी उसकी personal experience.
Yeah.
So the story should not carry the burden of being authentic to the world or the country at large, only to the writer's own existence. So when I started off, I had to teach editors कि मैं करने की कोशिश क्या कर रहा हूँ, और my trying to teach them how to read my stories, and my trying to get my voice better and my craft better, where I could produce good stories, वो जो balance होता है ना, that takes time. So उस वक्त मैंने कहा कि नहीं, why can't I write a story with रूह अफ़ज़ा in it? भाई, why should I read stories about English pancakes and muffins जो मैंने कभी खाए नहीं थे पाकिस्तान? 90s में तो ये चीज़ें नहीं मिलती थी ना, तो why was I being forced to read all these references about Stephen King's Small Town in Maine and Bangor and ऐसी streets, Main Street और perfect grid में streets लगी हुई, मैंने तो कभी ऐसी देखी नहीं थी पाकिस्तान में. So but the beauty of King's setting was the power of, this is basically this is cultural colonization, and this Anglo-centric narrative that culturally colonizes your fiction, your literature is so powerful कि अभी पाकिस्तानी रीडर ने पिछले दिनों एक मेरी कलेक्शन को रिव्यू किया. You know what she said? It struck me. I felt for her so much. She said कि when I started off reading you might actually have read the review as well as on Goodreads. तो वो मैंने इसे नजर मारी थी, and I felt for her. She said कि it started off as if the writer was trying to make a point about setting the stories in Pakistan with these Desi references. But then by the third story, I started realizing that the Pakistani setting and other things were retreating to the background and they didn't feel awkward. And I realized that she had never seen or read a story जिसमें Pakistani Desi references मौजूद हो, तो it stuck out like a sore thumb for her. Yeah. But once she learned how to accept that, she was able to maintain what S.P. Coleridge calls suspension of disbelief. उसको यकीन ही नहीं आ रहा था कि हमारी सेटिंग में ऐसी कहानियां मौजूद भी हो सकती हैं. That is the power of Anglo-centric narrative that has colonized our literature, that we can't accept the fact that Pakistani stories have the right to exist in a Pakistani space. मैं शेप शिफ्टर्स के बारे में क्यों लिखूं? Why should I write about werewolves in Lahore when I can write about Desi werewolves or Pitchell Perry's? So मैंने जब शुरू किया तो मुझे ये था, I wanted to write our own stories, but along the way I was like, I'm not interested in message stories. I don't want to write a story about बड़ी ज़्यादती होगी इस बंदे के साथ, what's the redemption going to be, and that, why should I? The story itself is a complete unit and a world in itself. By the end of the story should be able to carry itself regardless of an ideology. The fact that there are social issues addressed in the story is because we are a society, and the stories are set in a society that deals with all these issues. So my polio zada ladki, my polio struck girl, does she not have the right to love the same way as any other person does? So if she does, how would that love manifest? How would her disability affect that love? I'm not interested in, ये तो हमें पता है, disability is all around us and access is all around us. I'm more interested in the interior landscape of people who live with those issues. So putting that and using my own approach, because I come from a very fantasy/genre background, it I think became an interesting mix.
Yeah, true. And as you talked about the fact, and I think it's not just for the foreign readers or the white reader, they don't really, unke liye it's sort of shocking. Yeah, these sort of stories can be written in desi cultures. Yeah, is tarah ka, because I think a lot of our own writers, ek jo criticism aata hai, a lot of it is the fact that they are pandering to a white audience. The way they tell even our stories, it's changing now, thankfully. A lot of people have started realizing we need to tell our stories in our own way, and the other readers sort of need to get a hang of it. There is a different taste, there's a world beyond their own cocoon jo unhone develop kiya hua hai. Moving on, let's talk about the graphics in the story, and what was were they initially part of the original story, or you sort of developed them for the book?
So the illustrations, so when we went about putting together the collection, I had wondered about, one of the inspirations was Musharraf's Merman and the Book of Power, because he had done that with his art. बड़ी खूबसूरत art commission की थी Musharraf ने. And I wanted to do something similar, but Musharraf did his book as sort of a bestiary/kissa-goi situation, where he took inspiration. Basically what he did was Al-Qazwini ki Ajaib al-Makhluqat, the book that he mentions. It has illustrations along with description of these mythical beasts. So the Merman in the Book of Power then becomes both a kissa slash a novel slash an art book slash an illustrated manuscript. So I thought कि बहुत अच्छी interesting approach थी, and then I thought कि when we were growing up and we read these illustrated tales of mystery and imagination by Edgar Allan Poe or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle with Holmes' iconic pipe in his mouth and the checkered coat, which has become so familiar to even Pakistanis that we recognize Sherlock Holmes when you see him illustrated anywhere. तो मैंने कहा जब हम लोग ये पढ़ते थे Edmund Rackham, Arthur Dulac वगैरह ने illustrate किया था, Victorian and Edwardian artists ने. So I thought, why shouldn't we not have our own illustrated art book collection कि readers पढ़ें and they can sort of own that book as a collectible, So in the West, there are specialty presses like Centipede Press, Subterranean Press. There are some other presses, Cemetery Dance. जब ये collections बनाते हैं ना, anthologies वगैरह, जब special collectibles बनाते हैं, they are mostly illustrated. And Centipede does beautiful illustrations. उनकी एक किताब $200 की बिकती है. So that's how expensive those books are. So I wanted Pakistanis to have access to a book like that, where there would be beautiful art that they can enjoy, they can have stories, and to help it set a precedent for the future, encourage other publishers, yeah, this is possible. You can do this. You can create I hope, a lovely product. I think it's a lovely product. I hope other people will agree. So not sirf kahaniyan, but the actual aesthetics of the book itself.
Yeah, and for those who have not read the book yet, every short story ke end pe at one point you see sort of a graphic which is sort of representative of a key moment or a key thing that you have sort of taken from that story, and every graphic has a different artist behind it. So and उस book के end पे, and I really liked that it was not just कि सिर्फ credits नहीं दिए हुए थे कि नाम के साथ कि फलाने ने बनाएंगे. They had their own descriptions, and obviously some had social media accounts attached to it, so you could go and check their work out. And उनकी भी जो वो descriptions थी, they were sort of, I think they have written it themselves because they were very sort of interactive form में लिखी हुई थी, and they are very sort of, you could tell कि an artist has basically written their thing. So how did you go about getting these people on board, and what was that process? And also to mention that obviously every artist has their own process, so that will obviously, you won't go into that detail because वो different conversation हो जाएगी. But just the fact that did you give the stories कि ये story है, design something about it, and you let them do it the way they wanted to do it, yeah, you had some input into what you had in mind?
So if I gave artists input about art now, they would have ruined
not about the art, but nothing. Anything that you because the books you mentioned, the books the what I wanted to ask was because I asked it, मैंने कि मुशर्रफ से भी पूछा था because his wife did the graphics. My idea was because you gave very specific references of the sort of books that you have seen, and you thought कि पाकिस्तान में भी इस तरह कुछ होना चाहिए. So was that something that you put on the plate? This is I won't say art wise like input, but just generic what you have in mind, what you're looking for to get out of these illustrations.
When we commissioned the art, now what I initially मैंने सोचा था कि मैं एक artist से साइन कराऊं, and then I thought if I'm putting together a collection of stories, I have this opportunity कि I can involve more than one artist, and ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? It'll cost us a little bit more, and we'll make less profit. So what? Profit was not the point of putting this book together. I was actually prepared to let all the money sink, because मैंने कहा था बस book एक अच्छी सी आ जाए, खूबसूरत हो, लोगों को पसंद आए. तो Alhamdulillah, the book, by the way, did really well. I not only made back all of my money, we're actually still making tons of money back. So it's a big success for us, Alhamdulillah. But we ended up commissioning 9 artists. So designer अलग है, cover artist अलग है, 7 story artists अलग है. And I put out a call on social media, and I asked my artist friends, or they connected me with some of the most talented people out there. And Rohama Malik did the cover, Samia Arif did vaporization in LP, Kehkushan did Dead Lovers in On Each Blade Hung. So इसी तरह मुख्तलिफ लोगों ने मुख्तलिफ आर्ट की. Mushba Said did the design, cover design and the book design, and Mushba just completely went all out. So I really lucked out with these people, and all of them I knew none of them except for Rohama को मैं briefly जानता था. Kehkushan, Sania I did know because they are both Salam Award winners or finalists. And Mushba, I just knew through social media. And she actually volunteered. She said, I would love to help you with the book design and you don't need to pay me. And I said, no, I'm going to pay every single person. ये नहीं हो सकता कि मैं pay ना करूं because I don't believe in giving people exposure. The only thing exposure does for you is make you sick. We say exposure makes you sick. Exposure का कोई role नहीं है artist की जिंदगी में. So every single artist was paid. And they were all paid before the big book went to print. ठीक है? So I wanted to set that precedent as well कि all artists should have confidence. और मुझे कई लोगों ने कहा कि and they were paid in some form. Though artists didn't get paid in money, they actually asked for something else. उन्होंने मुझसे कुछ और चीजें मांगी थी जो कि हमने negotiate करनी. But everyone got paid, and they got paid in like I said before the book went to print. So मैंने उनको सिर्फ ये कहा कि ये स्टोरी है. एक आर्टिस्ट ने सिर्फ एक स्टोरी पढ़ी है, ठीक है? And they read that story. मैंने उनको कहा तुमने जो करना है करो, and then I'll let you know मेरी feedback क्या है. So मुझे art का I don't know enough about art. I'm not an art critic. So I have a friend in Australia, a very close friend of mine, who's a tremendous artist. He does cover art and design for a lot of international publications and publishers. So उसको मैंने कहा यार सिर्फ एक नजर मार दो, मुझे बता दो if there is anything that you think हम cover पे especially कुछ कर सकते हैं. So he sort of held my hand through and he gave a little bit of feedback, but 90% of the art that you see is pretty much unaltered. छोटी alterations हमने की हैं और बहुत सारे लोगों की तो इतनी कमाल थी कि मुझे उसको कुछ कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी. I just gave people a completely free hand. मैंने उनसे पूछा भी नहीं, जब उन्होंने बना दिया मैंने देख लिया, मुझे पसंद आया तो मैंने कहा. और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह all of this was not a single piece was commissioned for the second time. So सारा पहला ड्राफ्ट ही हमने मोस्टली उठा के थोड़ी सी चेंजेस उनसे करवाई, जरा बारीकियां थोड़ी दूर करवाई, and that was it.
No, and they have a very interesting aspect to it, and not to sound cliched, but every image sort of some do encapsulate the entire story, and some, for example, जो मोहनजोदाड़ो वाली story थी, obviously you couldn't expect कि वो एक पेज पे एक आर्टिस्ट जो है वो पूरी स्टोरी इनकैप्सुलेट करते, बट जो वो इमेज है that sort of gives the crux of that story. So yeah, it is indeed a very interesting, visually be interesting aspect of the book. So before we start talking about the Salam Award and then move on to the social media thing, another question with regarding not just with specifically with this book, but given that you have experience in publishing both Bahir and locally, ecosystem ka, if you want to just highlight some differences and how local publishing environment can be improved, anything that is it easier here, is it easier there for somebody to get published for the first time, because as you said you were lucky to be able to find the right people starting out. But another thing that I found that you mentioned, and in a bit of my research I got to know that you have published in a lot of magazines bahar, and unfortunately the magazine culture to Pakistan mein tha that it has sort of went out, or the publications band ho rahi instead of कि नहीं publications आए. Now there are a few digital spaces who have started to open up, but वो जो एक culture already existing था वो उस तरह का landscape नहीं रहा. So how much do you think that has impacted the quality of writing या publishing content जो हमें देखने को मिलता है?
देखिए जी, as far as local publication goes, I would ask the question, what publication? We have गिने चुने 2 maybe 3 4, मतलब for a country of 225 million people, America is about 330 million, somewhere in that ballpark. उनके पास publication opportunities hundreds of thousands में है, हमारे पास 3-4 हैं. Imagine करें कि, and again there is that discordance because we're a multilingual country, and we are polarized between Urdu and English primarily, and then polarized further in regional languages. So that is not helpful. I don't think it unifies us. It does enrich our local culture and literature, but I don't think it helps when it comes to publishing at an international level. So मैं ये ज़रूर कहूँगा कि मेरा जो सबसे बड़ा एक एतराज़ है लोकल पब्लिशिंग से वो ये है कि you have magazines, मैंने अभी पेमेंट. So Harlan Ellison was a very famous science fiction writer, very, very famous. He's like one of the grand lords of science fiction. So Harlan Ellison often used to say, pay the writer, and then he would cuss and say, pay the bleep writer. Okay? And why? Because money should flow to the content creators, the artists and the writers, not to the people जो कि आपको abuse कर रहे हैं, because then you're moving towards again capitalism के worst forms. So you have magazines that are putting out magazines every year, लेकिन वो रुपया भी पे नहीं कर रहे. उसका क्या फायदा है किसी आर्टिस्ट को, सिवाय ये कि उसको थोड़ा सा वक्ती तौर पे एक नाम मिल जाएगा, बट नाम से पेट तो नहीं भरेगा ना. Exposure doesn't fill the belly. So you need to pay artists, you need to create a culture. ऐसे magazine, even if you pay 500 रुपया per story, that is still money that the person would be thrilled to have, especially when they are 16, 17, 18 years old and showing early promise. मैं आपको ये बताता हूँ कि when I started off writing professionally in 2012, मैंने बहुत late resume professional writing शुरू की थी. I was at this convention in 2012 where there were a bunch of horror poets. They were sitting together in a circle, and I was this 29, 28-year-old brown kid with a backpack who came and sat down in this circle, and they invited me to read something. I'm not a poet at all. मुझे poetry बिल्कुल नहीं लिखनी आती, ना अंग्रेजी में ना उर्दू में. But when I was 19 and 20, as an early poet, I was dabbling in poetry. So उन्होंने कहा भी तुम भी कुछ पढ़ दो. मैंने अपने Gmail से 19 साल की उम्र में लिखी एक poem निकाल के पढ़ दी. And there was an editor there who bought that poem on the spot for $5. And that $5, I'm telling you, it for the first time in my life I thought that you can actually make money by writing. And किसी ने मुझे इतनी वैल्यू दी है कि भाई मुझे ना थोड़े से कुछ पैसे दे दिए इसके लिए. And that is my point when I talk about compensation for artists in Pakistan or elsewhere, because your work, it is hard work. Creative work is one of the hardest works you can do, because वो बड़ा इसमें mental energy बड़ी इस्तेमाल होती है, आपकी mental health की situation भी होती है लोगों की. So it is hard, it's not easy. So that I give that example as I give that as an example to show कि हमारे मुल्क में magazine culture इतना dominant क्यों नहीं है, because no one is getting paid. कितनी आप amateur level पे कर सकते हो ना मुफ्त writing for exposure. Professional level पे तो नहीं आप करोगे. I mean, you're not gonna keep writing articles for Dawn or the News or Mashable just for exposure. You can't live on exposure. So I think that is the sort of mentality that I would like to see change in Pakistan when it comes to literary magazines, and specifically, hopefully at some point, speculative fiction, horror, fantasy, and genre magazines. Even आपको पता है, as a 18-year-old, I wrote 2 stories in Urdu. उस वक्त मेरी उर्दू थोड़ी बेहतर थी. So I wrote 2 horror stories or dark fantasy stories, and I sold them to Dar Digest. तो Dar Digest में those stories got published, and I called them. मैंने कहा यार आप तो पे नहीं करते. कहते नहीं, हम नहीं पे करते आम लोगों. मैंने कहा आप हार्ड में जाएं, मैं दोबारा आपके लिए नहीं लिखूंगा. तो मैंने अंग्रेजी में एक स्टोरी ट्रांसलेट करके कनाडा में बेची when I was 19, and I got paid in contributor copies. मतलब मुझे तो डर वालों ने वो मैगजीन भी खुद खरीदना पड़ा. So that sort of culture needs to change. They need to value artists. और मैंने अगर उस वक्त मुझे ये पे कर देते तो शायद मैं उर्दू में लिखता रहता. I would not have lost access to my own language. जब मैंने देखा ये पे ही नहीं करते तो मैंने कहा मैं क्यों लिखूं उनके लिए. So that's the power of compensation.
Yeah, and I think I think that is a key aspect of the reason why the magazine culture in this country is sort of on the decline. But hopefully, let's see, there are a few people who are sort of trying to restart that environment, and hopefully they will get somewhere. And moving on, before I share questions from social media, Let's talk about Salam Award. You are a key component. You're a co-founder. How did that came about? What was the idea behind it? And uska sara thoda sa. And any achievements you want to share from that uh, aspect?
So I wouldn't say that I'm the key component of the Salam Award. There are people who work much harder than I do. I would say that Tehseen Baweja and the Salam Board every year does 1,000 times more than I am able to. So I was fortunate enough to be in a position where when the award started, I was able to help set it up. So in 2016, in 2015, I wrote an article for Dawn, Dawn Herald. और उसमें था where I made an argument that science fiction could actually help, imaginative fiction could help Pakistan really help spur change in Pakistan. And Tehseen Baweja, a friend who's since become a friend, he's an entrepreneur and a tech person who's in Houston. In Texas. I think he's in Dallas, Austin. And so Tehseen approached me about holding a competition of story writing of science fiction stories from Pakistan. So फिर somehow one thing led to another, and we ended up talking about the need for making such an award or a competition sustainable. And ये 2016 की बात है, and Alhamdulillah from 2016 to 2021, now Salam Award has gotten to a point where international markets, Tor, Macmillan, Penguin, Simon & Schuster, the science fiction people there know Salam Award. And this is no mean feat, literary agents, editors, and we're talking about Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, one of the big five, Simon & Schuster ka Joe Monty, who's a good friend. All these people have read Salam Award finalists and winners. So, and we have been, हमारी success stories आप इस तरह मेरी तो नहीं है, again award की है, मेरा उसमें कुछ भी नहीं है. But people like Kehkashan Khalid won the Salam Award साल पहले. She's been selling stories left and right for 2 years. Alhamdulillah, she's in the Golan's anthology of science fiction that's coming out from Penguin India, from Hatchet, I think. India से आ रही है. And so I think the award has generated a community around it, and that community has become really a gravity well for science fiction experts and enthusiasts in the country.
Yeah, that's I think वही वाली बात है कि it's not just locally, even if locally the situation is not so good as far as the magazine culture is concerned, but this award giving access to writers to a broader global audience, I think that is indeed a key achievement. So moving on to social media questions, I think ये start में भी हमने बात की थी कि बच्चे या डॉक्टर बनते हैं या इंजीनियर बनते हैं, तो पहला क्वेश्चन जो है, I think the person who has asked this knows that your day job is as a professional medical doctor. So the question is कि what's your family thinks about your writing career? What was their take? Were they open about it? Yeah, because you were, or did the fact that you continue to practice, आपने छोड़ नहीं दिया, that has also contributed to whatever reaction they have?
So when मैं जब छोटा था, I think I wanted to be a writer since I was 12 years old, and बस हमारे मुल्क में concept ही नहीं था. I remember mentioning this to one of my tutors, and उसने कहा कि तुम्हें पता है writer तो मर जाते हैं इसको, बेकारी staff करते हैं, which may or may not be true, but maybe it is true to some extent. But मैं जब A levels में मैंने जब किया, तो उस वक्त ये था कि भाई करियर बनाना है, प्रोफेशनल ये करना है, वो करना है. And I think my family would not have completely. I come from a family where my mother and my father were very academically oriented. क्यों my parents are not highly educated in the sense that they are not professionals, career professionals. वो business में है मेरे father. तो but he wanted us to study, and I think अपना जो चाहत होती है ना हमारे parents. I think parents live through their children often, and sometimes that is unnecessary burden. That is unnecessary expectations, and I think in our society it leads to a lot of problems overall. I think उसका फायदा भी कभी-कभी हो जाता है, उसका नुकसान भी बड़ा ठीक-ठाक होता है. So I do think कि हमारे family में pressure होता है career की तरफ, और मुझे भी था. So now that I've done my doctorate, now they don't care because जो मैं वो चाहते थे मैं तो कर चुका हूँ. तो it has helped because medicine gives me, it is my day job, it gives me economic security. So मैं अगर खाली writing करता तो I might be starving. You know, even if I was selling stories overseas, I might still be starving if I was living overseas. मैं ये argument जरूर लोगों को दूंगा कि imagine this, if you can set, you know, people don't realize how much short fiction can pay. So if you are someone, I'll just give you an example. There's a friend of mine, his name is Rich Horton. He's 21, 22 years old, 23 hoga. So Rich has been living by selling short stories all over the world now for 2-3-4 saal. He sells about 2 to 3 stories a month. He's very prolific. Not everyone is like that. He's talented, he's very prolific. So he's a bit of an outlier. लेकिन वो महीने की 2-3 कहानियां भी बेचते तो he can make about $2,000. $1,600 to $2,000, which was 3.5-4 lakh रुपए पाकिस्तान में बन जाते हैं. So if you are someone who is prolific, who is lucky enough to be in that particular field जहाँ पे वो young भी है, driven भी है, talented भी हैं आप short fiction से पाकिस्तान में रहते हुए you can actually earn a living. Easy. You can earn a living. अगर आप 2 कहानियां भी महीने की बेच देना, so you can make up to $800 to $1,000. That's still 1.25 लाख रुपए. 1.5 से 1.25 लाख रुपए. So for someone who's 21, 1.25 लाख रुपए बड़े ठीक ठाक पैसे होते हैं. You know, so you can actually live on short fiction if you start selling internationally. It should not be discounted. Compare that to a novel that you write and sell locally. आपको क्या एडवांस मिलेगा? 50,000 रुपए. So I think as a short fiction writer, your target should be international markets.
Yeah. And I think the next question is very much connected to what you have just said, and also something that you said earlier as well. You said that when you started out writing, you had to educate the editor about sort of, you know, what you were trying to communicate through the story. Because editors, and I think initial editors आपके जो हैं वो foreigner पाकिस्तानी नहीं थे, foreigners थे, तो obviously for them to understand the setting क्या है वो सारा कुछ. So the next question is कि how are your stories perceived abroad? मतलब given that they have such a heavy desi connotation, how does the audience take it? Do they like connect? Are they able to connect with them? या क्या feedback क्या है?
So I'll keep my answer short because I do have to leave in about 2 minutes. मेरा एक panel शुरू होने लगा है. So you know, I will tell you this. Write the stories you wish to write. Write the stories your heart wants you to write. ठीक है? And you will never go wrong. It may take you 5 years to publish your first story. So work on your craft. Don't be in a hurry to publish, because once you've published something, that will haunt you forever. ठीक है? Don't be in a hurry. Even if it takes you 5 years to break through professionally, do it the right way. The reason for that is कि देखें, you asked a question about how my stories are perceived overseas. मतलब, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but you know, I did win the Bram Stoker Award. I won the British Fantasy Award. I've been up for the Nebula twice. I've been up for the World Fantasy, the Million Writers, and I've been longlisted for the Locust 4 times. So people like those stories. People appreciate those stories to the point that juries like those stories. Or, you know, the stories that you write should be written for you first. वो किसी और के लिए पहले नहीं होनी चाहिए. They should make you happy. They should give you pleasure. They should give you the sense, the glow of accomplishment and satisfaction, and then that glow will spill over. Your stories will find your readers. जहाँ मर्जी वो readers हो, तो मिल जाएंगे आपको. But मेरी stories जो मैं लिखता हूँ, वो stories मैं इसलिए लिखता हूँ because मैंने कभी लिखी भी देखी नहीं थी. I couldn't find those stories anywhere before I started writing them. Now there are people writing similar stories in India, in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, South Asia. You know, उस वक्त नहीं थी जब मैं बड़ा हो रहा था. So I wanted to read more of those. So that would be my advice.
I think you also already covered the last question. यही था advice for new writers.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure meeting you, Fatma, and such a pleasure. Take care, ji. Assalamu alaikum.